All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling College Fair. We are so excited that you have joined us for this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your facilitator this evening. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items for you. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. And I would now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Columbia College Chicago.
Hey, thanks so much, Stephanie. And thank you, WACAC, for putting on another great series of virtual college fairs. And colleagues, great to see you. I hope you're all doing well. My name's Marty. I am with Columbia College Chicago, which is located in Chicago, IL. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and there is my contact info. You are welcome to screenshot any of this info as you'd like. So a little bit about Columbia College Chicago. We are a creative arts institution. All of our students in some way, shape, or form are interested in making or producing or supporting creative work. Our students also study a liberal arts curriculum, so they're taking some general education classes. And believe it or not, our students also have courses in business and technology, no matter their major. Students at Columbia, I'm confident, choose Columbia, number one, because of Chicago. We're fortunate to be in the third largest city, just a ton of great opportunities for college students, but young creatives who are looking for certainly a budding art community, but things like internships and jobs. Our students also are really charged with collaborating with difference. And by that, we mean that you're going to experience people who are different from you. We think that is the most important ingredient to creative work, is making new work with and around our differences. Suffice it to say, it's a hands-on learning and creating experience. Students start in their programs right away when they get to Columbia. And I hope this all leads to endless and countless networking and career preparation opportunities throughout the city of Chicago with your peers and through all the work that you're creating. Getting to know us by the numbers, we have just over 6,700 students at Columbia. 57% of our students identify as students of color. Around a third identify as members of the LGBTQIA+ community. And so stoked to boast that 99% of Columbia students are receiving aid. So we are committed to making this experience affordable and accessible. On the right, you'll see our main areas of academic and creative focus: the media arts, visual arts, performing arts, music and sound, communication and writing, and business and management programs. On the next slide, you'll see a much more comprehensive list of majors. You might be interested to know that typically what we see from students in California and Nevada, film and television is one of our most popular programs. Theater, our theater majors, including acting, musical theater, and comedy writing and performance. But some new programs that we're launching this year, we have an immersive media program, which is dealing with augmented realities and virtual realities, a social media and digital strategy program, which is relatively new to Columbia, as well as music programs in contemporary music. And so again, if you're a student who's really interested in resonating with the creative arts, these are the programs that we focus on. So the nuts and bolts, how do you get to Columbia? First, I would like you to know that we are test-free for admission and scholarships. And so that does mean that we are absolutely no longer considering ACT or SAT scores for admission purposes or for scholarship purposes. We practice a holistic and a rolling admission process. So essentially, the sooner you would apply, the sooner you'll start getting information about the status of your application, and then any additional next steps. Note that our auditions and portfolios do vary from program to program. Again, if you have any questions about this, you can give me a shout and I'll help with this. And I think it's pretty easy to be eligible for scholarships. All you need to do is be admitted to Columbia and we'll start that scholarship consideration. We do encourage all students and families and supporters to submit the FAFSA. If you are unable to submit a FAFSA, again, just chat with me and we'll walk through that. And you'll find us on our own website, you can apply, or on the Common App. And again, thank you so much for learning about Columbia College Chicago and our community of creatives and our creative arts programs. Again, reach out if you have any questions. And let's imagine we're going to take the red line a few blocks south to a beautiful campus known as Illinois Institute of Technology.
Awesome. Thank you, Marty. It was great to hear about Columbia. And now I'm excited to talk with you a little bit about Illinois Tech. As you can imagine by the name, we are a tech-focused institution. We are home to just about 45 different undergraduate programs in definitely those tech fields, things like engineering, computer science, and architecture, but also the opportunity to blend some of those programs with your more traditional humanities fields. So if you wanted to do something like behavioral health and wellness and look at how do we use technology to help people make better health decisions, or you want to study our food industry, we have a food science program. So you can not only look at the way that we create food, but the sort of impact it has on society as well. Lots of great options in our programs. One of the things that you'll get a chance to do is go really deep into those fields. We are a smaller institution with just about 3,100 undergraduate students. And so you get the opportunity to get to know your professors and to get to know your department very well when you're studying at Illinois Tech. You're going to find a very diverse community. We have about 20% international students, as well as great representation throughout the country, with California being one of our largest populations for out-of-state students. Some other things to know about your experience at IIT is you're going to start in your classes or in your major classes, your very first semester on campus. Got a full list of majors here. Again, we have about 45 different majors, things you can study, lots of opportunities to learn more about these via our website, as well as opportunities to connect with our professors in some evening virtual events this fall. Another big thing I want to make sure you're aware of is opportunities to learn hands-on at Illinois Tech. That is something that is very important to us. We really want to make sure that you're not just learning sort of the basic concepts in the classroom, though you need to do that as well. We're also going to challenge you to then take that information and apply it in your own way. One of the ways that we do that is through undergraduate research programs. We are definitely an institution where if you want to get involved in research, we're going to help you do that during your time. That could be through faculty members' research, getting involved with the work they're doing as early as your first year on campus. You might be invited out to Argonne, which is one of the national laboratories, where we have space around a proton ring facility that our physics and chemistry professors use for imaging-based research. It might be that you lead your own research project where you're actually staying on campus in the summer months and working alongside graduate students, faculty members, and doing your own independent research. Another way that we guarantee all of our students have hands-on learning is through a program called iPro. It's a year-long problem-solving course that every student takes before they graduate, and it's your chance to really take the best parts of your major, bring that together with others in an interdisciplinary team, and really come together and hopefully solve a problem of your choosing. These are real-world problems. Hopefully they have real-world solutions, but sometimes they don't always go well, and that's just part of the learning process. Another opportunity we have is to help you get out of Illinois Tech and off campus, and maybe even out of Chicago. Through our Elevate office, we're going to help you explore opportunities to do study abroad, do an internship, or maybe even take a full semester off and do a co-op if that's something that you want to do to help round out your academic experiences. Elevate is there to kind of help fill that gap and make sure that you're getting the best possible preparation to go out into the industry. Now, while Illinois Tech is a very academic place, it is not a 100% academic only institution. We are going to encourage you to get involved in clubs, organizations, activities. We want you to be that well-rounded person. And so you could find over 150 different clubs, athletics, intramural, as well as NCAA, or you could even represent Illinois Tech at our esports program. Lots of great opportunities for you to not just connect with others, but also develop those important leadership skills during your time. We are a residential campus. We do provide housing all 4 years for our students at Illinois Tech, and you have lots of options as to which type of residence hall you could live in. The one you see on the screen right here is a suite style residence hall. We've also got a more traditional dormitory style, as well as apartments for our upper class students. Now, in terms of the application process, we try our very best to make it simple for you. We're members of the Common App, and that is our main application. If you are a transfer student, you can apply via a direct Illinois Tech only application, but for first year applicants coming from high school, Common App is where you want to go. We are test optional for the upcoming year. So if you have ACT or SAT, you're welcome to submit those. They are not required though. The only thing we're going to require is going to be your high school transcript and one letter of recommendation. Those are going to be the main important things for us. We want to see the experiences you've had. Now, our students mostly have an AB average in their math and science courses if they're applying for something like our engineering or CS programs. We're looking for that preparation to the major, because again, you are going to start in your major your very first semester on campus. So we need to know that you can jump in there and get that work done right away. Now, when you apply to Illinois Tech, your application will serve as both your general application to the university as well as a scholarship application. Every student who applies to the university is automatically considered for starting around 10,000, but going all the way up to full tuition-based awards. If you apply before November 15th, you will be considered for up to full tuition awards. And this year, we will actually guarantee that the lowest scholarship package you'll receive is $25,000. It's going to be more than half of the tuition cost alone. So we definitely encourage you to think about applying before November 15th here at Illinois Tech. That will then contribute to that success you see on the screen here, our ranking as a best value institution and also being known as a great return on investment. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to answer those. And we are headed to our next institution now, I believe, still in Chicago.
Yes, I love that this is a room with Chicago reps. I just love that. I'm sure we're attracting students in the room who also like Chicago. So, and Illinois outside of Chicago. I'm Emily. I'm the counselor, the admission counselor for Loyola Chicago, and I work with students coming from a number of Western states, including California. We are a solid mid-sized university located in the heart of Chicago. One unique thing about Loyola Chicago is we've got 2 campuses there. What you're looking at is our Lakeshore campus, located right on the shores of Lake Michigan. Very much a typical liberal arts campus with beautiful green areas that you can see there, and old buildings mixed with beautiful new buildings. That is our main campus where most of our student life takes place. We have 21 of our 22 residence halls are located here. So this is where our students spend a lot of time. But we also have a second campus, and that's our much more urban campus located in downtown Chicago. This is right off of Miracle Mile, 6 high-rise buildings spread across 3 city blocks. So our students really love that about the school, having kind of the best of both worlds, this urban campus and as well as a liberal arts campus. Very easy to get back and forth between the campuses. Depending on your major, you might spend more time at one than the other. Our campus is very diverse. Being in Chicago, we attract a very diverse population. Plus, we are the Jesuit University in Chicago. There are 27 universities across the US that are Jesuit. We are the Jesuit University in the city of Chicago. So our philosophy very much goes along with those Jesuit roots of taking care of the whole individual, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Of course, we value academics. Jesuits really put a lot of focus on education, but we also really believe that your time outside of the class is very important. And you're going to find a lot of infrastructure and a lot of resources to support that as well. Study abroad is a big part of what our students do. We have a lot of programs, but I do like to mention that we have our own campuses in Rome and in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. So those are great options for students who want an international experience taking classes in English on Loyola campuses. But there are many other programs that our students explore outside of that as well. Here you can see all of the different schools that we have, over 80 different majors, many 5-year degrees. And 5-year degrees means that you do 2 degrees in 5 years, saving you time and money. So not something you have to think about before you come in, but it's nice to know. Our programs, for the most part, have a lot of flexibility in terms of you are able to come in undecided and then choose your major by the end of your 2nd year. The only exception is our direct entry nursing program, a very competitive program. That program, you do need to apply for that upfront. That program does not allow transfers. Our Institute for Environmental Sustainability is something I'm really proud of, having a very sustainable campus. And a couple other programs I'll highlight. We've got an excellent engineering, a number of engineering programs that have been growing these last number of years. And that's one of the exciting things we have, as well as criminology, forensics and criminology, not always seen at the undergraduate level. And obviously Chicago is a great place to study that. Application is on the Common App, where you're going to find, I think, all of us there, and very similar to what the other reps in this room have talked about. One letter of recommendation as well. An essay is optional. One thing you can decide later if you want to submit test scores. So if you're not sure yet, you can say yes, and then you can change your mind at a later time if you're just not quite sure if you're going to take a test or how well you're going to do on the test. But we are test optional. Our campus is open for visits. Please contact us to come by. We're doing tours, we're doing presentations, doing a lot virtually as well. So, you'll sign up for info and you'll get notices about what we're doing this fall. I'm going to paste some of this contact information into the chat for you so that you can pull it from there much easier than copying it from here. Now I'm going to pass it on. We're going to go south, much more south, to Southern Illinois University.
Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. And we are going to move south. Well, for some reason, I'm not sharing. There we go. We are going to move about 5.5 hours south to Southern Illinois University. And we do welcome you for your viewing and for you to explore your college experiences. We are surrounded by Shawnee National Forest. So we are a beautiful campus. And it's basically known for Little Egypt area. It's a beautiful area with Shawnee Hills. We have wine trails, art, music, theater. It's just absolutely a beautiful area. If you're any bit of an outdoors person, you'll probably never move back home, which your parents won't want to hear. There's all types of hiking and trails and fishing experiences. You'll never hit all of our lakes in Southern Illinois, but in the 4 years that you spend here. Right now, the screen says we're a 13-to-1 teacher to student ratio, and we're actually at about 11-to-1 this year. We have about 11,000 undergraduate students and 13,000 with graduate school as well. We are very much into individualizing your experience at SIU. So as a freshman, requirements to enter, we are rolling admissions, and it is test optional. We require a 2.75 out of 4 or top 10% of your graduating class, or if you want to send in your ACT or SAT, 23 or 1140 SAT. Transfer requirements, you can come in at any point as a transfer student. However, if you already have your 26 credit hours, we will not require your high school transcript, just your college transcripts at that point in time. And you would need a 2.0 out of 4.0. Our university housing, we have suite style housing. Most of our students really enjoy them. We probably have the largest residence halls in Illinois. Definitely not a home, but much larger than just a closet. So that's a beautiful thing. We have basically you're going to be in a single room on each side with a bathroom in the center. And many students decide many different directions they'd like to do. If they want to bring their bunk beds together and make a king, they're welcome to do so. Some students decide to put beds in one room and use the other room as a family room. We have an anytime meal plan. It's unlimited. You can eat as much or as little as you'd like. And you have a choice between 2 dining halls. There are vegan choices and vegetarian choices. We even have a Mongolian grill in one of those, a made to order type thing. All utilities are covered within your housing package, along with laundry facilities. No more coins for us. We have an interesting setup in the sense that we have living learning environments. And so you can academically be with the same types of people that you go to school with or in your program. and that entire hall will be that. So it's great because we can set up activities for you, study activities, or just fun things in general. We have a great rec center. We have a Olympic-sized swimming pool, 8 basketball courts, 2 weight rooms, indoor tracks. There's a climbing wall in there, group fitness room, just all types of activities that are actually included in your student fees. Our student health services building, you can actually take our you can purchase the health insurance that's required, or you can use your parents' insurance, show that waiver, and you can actually get some of that money back. The caveat to that is that you are able to use our student health services building for just a $10 copay, which is very nice. That is located directly across from your residence halls. Our campus lake is absolutely gorgeous. You can fish there. There's a 2.2-mile track all the way around it. Your frisbee golf is a great activity that we have quite regularly. Boat rentals for free, wetland research area. It's just a beautiful campus all in all. Transportation, that is also covered. The CP Express bus is covered under your student activity fees, and you are also able to bring a car as a freshman, which is a very nice thing. Not required. You can walk from one end of our campus to the other in 10 to 15 minutes. And we really encourage involvement. I think every college does for the most part, but we have over 300 registered organizations. The student organizations are set up. It could be anywhere from academic all the way to something that's completely just for fun for you. If we don't have what you're looking for, you build it and we'll support you. We are NCAA Division I sports. We're part of the Missouri Valley Conference, and brand new to SIU is we have women's soccer, which is fantastic. We invest in our students. We are Truth in Tuition. We offer over $10 million in scholarships and grants that are awarded annually, and over 90% of our students receive some form of financial assistance. We also have a legacy tuition rate, so that if your parents have graduated from SIU, you can get money off on your tuition. Here's our list of our scholarship opportunities. This is definitely not the only ones we offer, but I'll give you a second just to review that. And that's based on your GPA alone. Once you send in your high school transcript, we will lock that scholarship in for you. And it moves all the way up to the 3.8 GPA, where you can receive a University Excellence, which is $5,500 off per year if you're admitted. And it's November 1st. I apologize, I need to correct that on the screen. So November 1st is the deadline for the Chancellor Scholarship, which is part of that. And to understand more about that, please let me know if you would like to learn more about that. If you would like to apply, you can actually, it looks like I'm getting cut off. So if you'd like to apply right now, it is free until October 31st. And it's important for you to send in that application along with your transcripts. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
All right. So I am Nita, and I work within the University of Illinois, Chicago, managing West Coast recruitment. So I am going to share my screen. Bear with me 2 seconds, and we will get you going. And we thank you so much for your participation tonight here, listening to us talk about Illinois. So let's see. Okay, so this is kind of Chicago. We've talked about it. I don't have to go over it. UIC, as we call the University of Illinois Chicago, also is a school that lets you have a tuition in your tuition, you get what's called a UPass. So all of these comedy clubs, lakefront, the 2 airports that are within Illinois within 45 minutes, you get to have access to. So you definitely have easy access. We are right in the heart of downtown Chicago. I know all of us have been from different locales. So we're about 240 acres right here near many internships, Google headquarters, etc. So moving on, this is my contact info. You can feel free to scan this also, but admissions@uic.edu. We've spoken about how we're one of the top 3 big cities in the nation, but I always like to remind students that we have beaches and and lakefront. It's not necessarily just snow. And these, again, are some of the fun things. School is about academics, yes, but we want you to envelop the internships, the food, the 5 sports teams, all the things that Chicago has to offer, theater, etc. It's also about having fun and finding your home. So we are the playground for discovery. UIC specifically has over 30,000 students, 400 student clubs, and we are a tier 1 research school. So we have a plethora of field research, internships, etc. We actually have a $2,500 research op, which you can email me about, called Lasuri, where you can discover on your own what you want to pursue, and we will give you a research op to do it. Moving on, these are some of our bragging points. We actually just moved up within the top 50 of public colleges today, actually, and we're considered a top 10 best value for the Wall Street Journal, most transformative, etc. 35% of our classes are under 20 students. We really try to give you a 19-to-1, 18-to-1 faculty student ratio, and we have about 22,000 undergrad students. It's actually been growing. Again, we're a research university, tier 1, but this $412 million that you see actually comes back to students. So that's why we're able to offer a lot of scholarships, etc., due to our students and also due to our staff members who research, publish, etc. So we definitely want you to develop professional relationships, earn credits. I always encourage students, even if you're a pre-med student, take a pottery class, take a class on rap, take something that's kind of out of your niche so that you kind of learn what you do like. We do offer 86 majors, 70 minors, and then we have a plethora, very strong medical school, 110 master's, 66 doctoral programs, GPPA, and honors programs. So no matter your academic level, we have something that will match that. Diversity is so diverse at UIC that we actually don't have numbers. These are some of our bragging points, but many of our students are first generation. We have about 57 languages spoken. We're a premier campus for LGBTQ students, and we have several centers for diversity within the campus. We do have NCAA sports. I kind of jumped a little ahead, but one thing to note about us is that our tuition is locked in. We have 8 different dorms. This is probably one of my favorites, but you have plenty of dorms to stay in, but we actually do not force freshmen to live in dorms even their first year, which is very rare for many schools. We're also committed to social good. So we want you to have great letters of recommendation and also the experiences in the field that are going to look great on your medical school or your graduate interview questions for jobs. We really try to promote that students engage in our social programs along with our 400 student clubs. We also, like many other schools, are on the Common App. These are kind of some of the things that we're looking for, but we are test optional currently, and we do have more of a holistic way of viewing student applications. Transfer students have to do a web application, and if you have specific questions or are a transfer student, email me at admissions@UIC, and I'm happy to kind of explain how the process works. It's a little different for my students coming from California. These are some of our major deadlines. So as far as paying for college briefly, we do offer a pretty awesome merit tuition scholarship that if you're in California, the tuition that's offered or the scholarship makes tuition comparable to what you might pay for an in-state school. But we have a plethora for scholarships and always encourage students to do as best as they can on essays because the departments have the right to dole out scholarships. This is base tuition, but your tuition at UIC, this is without any financial aid, is locked in for 4 years, which means it won't raise. So I'm happy to go over more of the merit scholarship or send you tuition information should you need it. This is our school code, and again, you can scan this. This is how you can reach me, and discover.usc.edu has a plethora of videos, etc. So I thank you so much for your time. I'm going to turn you back to Stephanie, our amazing facilitator, and we thank you for coming out tonight.
Wonderful. Everyone did so good tonight. I hope that our students have learned so much information from all of these institutions. With our remaining time, we're going to go through a couple like round robin questions that our panelists are all going to share individual answers for. And we'll go in, just a reminder, we'll go in the order of how our presenters presented. So our first question is going to be, what is one piece of advice that you would give someone going through the college search process? Marty, you want to start us off?
I would love to. And thank you, my colleagues, again, for all of that great information. My piece of advice is if you get out to see any one of our campuses, go visit all of the others. We are all relatively close to one another, but it's clear just all of our institutions have so much great things to offer you students. So although Chicago seems like a big city and maybe Illinois seems like a faraway place, you'll find lots of colleges near each other. And I encourage you to take advantage of that when you get out to visit us.
Great
My-
advice, definitely. Oh, sorry, Emily, I'm not sure.
Oh, no, you're next. Go ahead.
No worries. So I would say my point of advice would be step outside of your comfort zone. I am somebody who went to school pretty close to where I grew up. I didn't really explore out-of-state options, and I kind of wish I did now that I work in the field and I know all of these great college options there are. So take advantage of things like this and learn about some of those schools and step outside of your comfort zone when you're looking at where you'll apply.
Yeah, my piece of advice tonight is just going to be about organization. Stay organized, figure out a way to organize who is the contact person at the school, who you reach out to. And that's who we are here. So I would say second kind of piece of advice tied to that is take advantage of having a contact, having a counselor who's there to help you get to know the university and and ideally make the process a little bit easier for you by utilizing us.
Great advice. And I think probably the most important thing is all of this put together. I think it's incredibly important that you get on the campus, you see what feels comfortable. You will find that place that makes you say, hey, this is right. You're always going to have a little bit of those fear factors, but the number one thing is do not let fear get in your way. Do not fear failure. Step out of your comfort zone, step off that curb, get that ball rolling. The faster you get that ball rolling, the brighter your life's going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. You are going to run into obstacles the rest of your life, but it's important to overcome those obstacles and try to find ways around them so that you can get that end result of what you want, what your dreams are.
I would just say I'm living proof, especially I went to the most expensive out-of-state public university in the nation, that it can be done. So don't think you can't do it, even if it's an out-of-state endeavor. And then if you can't go visit a university, all of us are friendly, we're awesome, but you can kind of pick up the vibe of that campus from the person representing them. So just pay attention if you can't physically go to that campus on what you're seeing and see if it's a good fit for you.
Wonderful responses. All right, question number 2. What is one thing that you would like students to remember about your school?
I mean, nobody's talked about deep dish pizza yet, so I feel like I should throw that out there. You will find many deep dish pizza restaurants literally located on and around our campus. There's no shortage of that Chicago delicacy.
Great answer. I would say for Illinois Tech, just remember, we are more than just STEM-based majors. We do have lots of options for students, not just engineering, though that's probably what you immediately think of when you hear STEM.
I would like people to remember that we're a sustainable university. We're pretty proud of that. We do a lot to encourage sustainability. And one of the interesting things we do, we actually collect the grease from our cafeterias and turn that into biodiesel fuel that powers the shuttles that go between our 2 campuses. So I think it's kind of special. And the byproduct of that is made into soap that you find in our bathrooms. So that's kind of unique.
I think about Southern Illinois University, the thing I would like you to remember the most, and it's easy, and that is that we were a very friendly, very supportive community. There are many people on that campus that are here to help you and make you successful.
And for the University of Illinois, Chicago, UIC, I would just say, I'd like to note that diversity is so diverse, we don't have diversity numbers. So we have a first year class that that's pretty new that acclimates students. So whether you're out of state, from another country, et cetera, we work diligently just to make sure that you feel like you're at home with us. So we really have an open, warm campus that we welcome you to.
Wonderful. And it looks like let's do one more question. So if anyone would like to jump in, if we want to go in the order again, it is totally up to our college reps. But what is one myth that you would like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I'll jump in really quickly if nobody else wants to. I would say that there's really no number one school. There are great schools for different types of people and different experiences. What's great for me might be the worst possible choice for you. So it's really important to find the best fit for you and not just look at like the number one rated institution. They might be great, but they might not be the best fit for you.
That's excellent advice. I also would say that many people think that they are not smart enough or intelligent enough to go to college, and that is not true at all. That is totally a myth. Get out there. If you have the motivation and you want to do it, you can make it happen.
I would just say, I'll reiterate again that, I can't afford out of state and it's just not doable, especially for students in California. There are so many students from out of state vying to get into California that it makes it a little tougher sometimes to get into your own state school. So I'm living proof. If you have a single mother, or I've seen students in the foster care system, et cetera, it is doable to go to college, even out of state. You just have to kind of start early, really plan and be proactive, but it's doable. So don't give up.
I would say that you only get financial aid if you have a 4.0 is a myth. All of us in this room talked about the aid that we give, and it's clear we give it to students beyond that. And I think that that is generally across the board, schools give more aid than students think they do.
I love all of that. And I will say, let's just acknowledge that this process of finding the colleges and even going through the application steps, it can be fun. It can be a moment of self-discovery. And as Will noted, this is your process. So throw out your options, see what's available for you. Have some fun with this.
Wonderful. Those were excellent responses. All right. Thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. Students, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very, very quick 5-question survey. We'd greatly appreciate any feedback that you can provide for us. We also encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You will be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WACAC. Thank you one more time, presenters, students, everyone, for joining us this evening. Have a great evening, everyone.